Boxing King Media in association with Boxro, Shane McGuigan. Shane, thank you for joining us. I want to speak about Ellie Scotney. Big fight for her this weekend. I spoke to her earlier. She suggested that it's at super bantamweight, but she may even go further down in weights. What are you expecting from her this Saturday?
Well, it's her first 10-rounder. It's going to be, this girl's tough. She's never been stopped, so she boxed Rachel Ball. She was also a super flyweight world champion, so she has pedigree. Ellie's going to have to go out, like, box sensibly, not get sort of... She got hit a little bit too much in her last fight, awkward opponent, and really, you know, sort of improve on what she, you know, what she did in the last fight, and also sort of show what she's been doing here, the development that's been going on, because she's been looking fantastic in sparring. We just need to now bring that out on the fight day. But going down to bantamweight could be an option, unless, you know, the only other option is if some of the bantamweights come up, but there's a couple of fighters down there that, of course, that would sort of be exciting challenges for her.
That's what I was going to come to. You've got Ebony Bridges, you've got Shannon Courtney, obviously got Jamie Mitchell potentially, who's tied in with Matchroom at the moment. So there's loads of... Which one of them appeals to you?
The one with the world title, you know, Jamie Mitchell would be great. I mean, Ebony Bridges and Shannon Courtney, you know, they're obviously more established names, but in terms of like credibility and getting something from the fight, Jamie Mitchell's the one, because she's the one with the world title around her waist.
Sweet. I've got to quickly ask you about the weekend's fight. Chris Eubank Jr., Liam Williams. Did you expect the fight to go that way, or were you surprised with the way it went down?
I said in another interview that I thought Eubank would stop him late. I wasn't surprised when I heard, you know, I actually had just headed off home because it was a long old travel down. I was travelling back that night, but I got a few messages saying that Williams was down the first and the second, and to be honest, that didn't surprise me, because, you know, he's a sharp hitter, Eubank. He's not a massive concussive puncher, but he's sharp and he's accurate and fast hands. So when I watched the fight back, I was surprised at the way the fight sort of went after the first 4 rounds. You know, but that's down to Eubank not turning the screw. You know, he should have been turning the screw, and I believe he genuinely could have turned the screw and got him out of there. But you know, he loves the showboat and trying to show something different. But that's not necessarily what people want. You know, people want the blood and guts, and that's just us as fans. You know, we want to see the brutal side of it as well, and the knockouts. But you know, he did well. He boxed well. I didn't think the best Liam Williams turned up.
What's your take on that? Because obviously Eubank said he did it on purpose. He wanted to punish him. Fans are saying he ain't got the engine inside him. What do you think?
He's got a fantastic engine. He's always pushed fights late down the stretch, and he's always gone through the gears. You know, when he boxed Spike O'Sullivan, Nick Blackwell, those are the sort of opponents, and he had the ability to have done that because Liam Williams was pressing the fight. I think Eubank struggles when guys go away from him to go through the gears, you know, and to be able to set, you know, back people up on the jab and punching combination. He loves guys walking to him. So I genuinely believe he could have gone through the gears, but he was happy doing enough, and that's fine because it won him the fight. But you know, to really sort of impress, you know, you need to be able to go through the gears and get people out of there, especially when you're buzzing them. Every time he hit Liam Williams, he was hurting him. So you know, he just didn't put the shots together. But obviously, I heard interviews with Roy Jones saying that he doesn't want to always have to go to war and have tear-ups, and yes, it's showing another side to him, but that is his selling point. Is, you know, he can punch in flurries, and he normally is a fantastic finisher. So it was a different Eubank, but you know, I just was disappointed in Liam Williams that you know. But at the same time, you just don't know how much that Demetrius Andrade fight took out of him. That was a hard-fought 12 rounds. He was hurt multiple times in that fight. And, you know, there was a lot of miles on the clock, as seen on Saturday night. There was a lot of wear and tear on Liam Williams.
And going on from that, CONOR BENN straight away, nobody knows whether he's joking or whether it's serious, but can you realistically see that happen?
I think CONOR BENN's serious, and look, but I just don't think there's any chance of a catch weight. You know, Chris Eubank Jr. was a 75 kilo amateur. He's gone down to 72.6, which is the middleweight limit. Conor Benn is boxing at 66.8 kilos, I think that's what it is, 66.7, which is welterweight. That's a massive discrepancy in weight. There'll be no chance of Chris Eubank going down to light middleweight, and that's really where they should meet. So yeah, he's been.
Something crazy happened, and it happened at middleweight, because the money involved in that would be ridiculous.
If it happened at middleweight, it's only going to favour one person, and that's Chris Eubank. If it happened at light middleweight, it's definitely going to favour Conor Benn, because Williams will not be able, Eubank Jr. will not be able to maintain high pace, and he'll be flagging because his energy will be so down. So it's a far-fetched fight. I don't think it will happen, but at the same time, you never would have guessed that Manny Pacquiao would have been boxing up at welterweight and light middleweight and stuff like that. And you know, you never know.
Sweet. Shane, thank you, and we'll catch up next week.